Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Great Scott. It's fall, we've got leaves everywhere, we've got the trees changing colors. It's that time of year where we just had Halloween, of course, and on Halloween we all dress up. I dressed up once again as Clark Kent and went out, took my kids trick-or-treating. I was hoping, I always hope every year, to see a lot of Superman-related costumes. Last year I saw a Zod, I saw a Superman from the Man of Steel movie, and there's always a girl or two dressed as Supergirl. Sometimes it's the pink Supergirl where the whole outfit is pink and there's a pink Supergirl emblem. And sometimes it's the red and blue standard Supergirl. I was hoping to see some Melissa Benoist costumes this year. I did not. I did hear some people say that they saw some, and I saw Melissa Benoist herself tweeted that it was so cool to see all the little girls inspired by the show dressing as Supergirl. So I'm guessing she herself saw some Melissa Benoist styled Supergirl television show costumes. I didn't get to see them. I'm disappointed. But on the subject of Melissa Benoist and Supergirl and girls dressing up as other icons of the superhero world, such as Wonder Woman, we had Lynda Carter on last week's episode of Supergirl, where she plays the president. That's the first time we've seen her. I think she's going to make a few more appearances. I thought she was great. I thought she seemed like royalty. I thought she was very inspirational in the scenes they gave her, the dialogue they gave her, the things that they had her talk about. It kind of harkened to reality, so maybe a little bit too much for some people, because obviously there are two sides to the upcoming American election, which by the time you hear this will be only a few days away. And we have Donald Trump, and we have Hillary Clinton, and we have people on either side. So the show, which clearly made its own political bias, now, in the show you could say, well, they were politically biased toward the Lynda Carter president character, whom I'm not even sure we even heard her name, but the idea that she was all-inclusive, of all races, all ethnicities, all actual aliens from other planets, and we find out at the end of the episode, spoiler, that she herself is an alien. A lot of people took that as she was evil, or she was lying, or she was conniving, or she was going to be a bad person. I just took it as somebody who was on the inside, who had obviously had alien rights in mind because she herself was an alien, but she could have had alien rights in mind without being so. I'm not sure that it's a good or bad thing that she's not just a good human, normal person who wanted to make sure everybody got equal rights, because that's what this country was built on. That's what America is about. And Superman, Supergirl, / other superheroes like Captain America and things were built on the precepts of what America is meant to be. We don't always succeed. We don't always have leaders who succeed. We don't always have leaders who are perfect. I don't know that we've ever had a leader that doesn't make mistakes or sometimes say things they're not supposed to say. But this president on Supergirl was very inspirational, and Supergirl herself had some very inspirational things to say, and it was interesting because her attitude toward Mon-El was completely the opposite of what Lynda Carter's president's character stood for, and completely the opposite of what Supergirl herself, Kara herself, loved about the president and stood for herself, and always has stood for. And it was nice to see her apologize at the end to Mon-El and realize that she had been wrong and she had been prejudging him based on his race and based on where he came from, when we all know, just like some presidential candidates know, that not everybody from one race or from one place in the world means us harm, and not everybody from one place in the world is good, and not everybody is bad. So we have a good mix, and I thought that the episode really showed us what the precepts of America are, the freedoms that everybody is supposed to get, the equality that everybody is supposed to get. And I love to see that coming from a Superman-themed show. I thought Lynda Carter did a great job, and once again, another great episode of Supergirl. Props out to Melissa Benoist, the cast, the writers, and everybody. I thought it was handled really well. And in case you didn't notice, at one point during the episode, Supergirl was a little bit on fire, and she got to do one of these with her hands out, which of course, dizzy. Which of course was an homage to Lynda Carter's Wonder Woman character, who would oftentimes spin like that in order to turn into Wonder Woman. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky.